Hi, what I'm going to talk about today is eyebrow flashing, aka flashbulb eyes. Now, this is a very momentary gesture which takes place when someone initially sees you. It's an opening of the eyes and a raising of the eyebrows. I'm sure you've more than likely seen eyebrow flashing before, especially if you're based within the Western world. It's a sign of friendship, submission, and it's a little bit of social lubricant to show acknowledgement of another individual. So you will tend to see this action take place upon initially crossing paths. You'll see it happen with two strangers crossing the street. You'll see it with colleagues in a workplace whom have just seen each other initially for the first time in the morning, and so on and so forth. This behaviour is seen in the chimpanzee world. But what makes it so special for us is that we are the only primate with whites of our eyes, so the whites of our eyes really do emphasize this behavior and make it a lot more evident. It is a very fleeting gesture. It's no more than a second long, around 3/4 of a second it tends to take. Regarding the whites of our eyes, supposedly we did evolve and develop the whites as a means of communicating more clearer with our eyes, such as pointing in particular directions and sort of indicating arousal and the like. So regarding eye widening, it is a positive nonverbal cue for the most part. I will delve into the alternates as to what it may be mistaken for in a later video, but if we're speaking purely on flashbulb eyes, the momentary, flash of the whites of the eyes with the raised eyebrows, it does tend to be a positive nonverbal cue, and it's indicative of someone who has observed positive stimuli. So if it's in reflection to seeing you, it's not a bad thing at all. So another thing to pay close attention to, and this is really important if you start to assess nonverbal communication, is the momentary flash of the eyes outside of someone's conscious is a gravity-defying gesture, and what that means is that the eyebrows go up and they don't go down, okay? So any behavior that goes up primarily tends to be a positive gesture. I mean, that doesn't mean all of them are positive, but it's very significant. So you have upwards motions and downwards motions. If you were to have a look at the arms in the air of someone having a great time at a concert compared to the slouching polar opposite of someone having a bad time, or if you were to look at the thumbs up of somebody clarifying with a great positive attitude in comparison to someone with the thumbs down disagreeing, you'll start to see that gravity-defying gestures as a whole is really important, and it's something to pay attention to. Just really to nail that in a little more, so you could really just take it as easy as a smile versus a frown. The smile goes up whereas the frown goes down. Okay, so to put a long story short, the eye flash and the raising of the eyebrows in mirror to you is a positive sign. It's an anti-gravity gesture. It's a gravity-defying gesture, okay? So keep that in mind. So another factor to take into consideration is the expansion of the eye. The opening of the eye will absorb more things to see. They'll have a broader peripheral vision of you, which, unless you've got a gun pointed at them, it's not necessarily a bad thing that they want to see more of you. The counter opposite would be what we consider an eye blocking behaviour, and if they were to conceal their eyes or squint as their first impression when seeing you, that indicates that they don't want to have you before them, really. It's bad news that you're there ahead of them, because the brain doesn't want to see you. So and that is global, like the opening of the eyes when seeing something pleasant and closing and shutting off of the eyes when seeing something unpleasant is something you will see very regular through very mixed means of blocking the eye. So just to re-clarify on the eye flash, it is generally a sign of acknowledgement If it's in regards to you, they acknowledge your presence. Given that the eyes aren't constricted and they're stuck frozen in the spot, it's more than likely a sign of friendship and solidarity. It is a submissive body language, which isn't a bad thing. It's just a part of the dance of body language. They're showing you that they are of no threat. They do see you, and that's about it, really. So I hope you enjoyed this message. If there's anything in particular you want to hear about or any particular behaviours, please give me a shout and I will do a talk on it. It is interesting. So give me a shout, give me a subscribe, keep me in business. See you soon. Ta-ra, bye.